welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, we just got the car out. That's the first time bringing it out of the trailer. So putting it in the trailer yesterday was the very first time, and everything is so freaking low that of course it took, it took some boards to get her in and out. Yeah, it sucks. But we'll get it figured out where it goes in and out smooth. It's just gonna take a couple times trying some different setups. So we're here at CRC and we are going to pull this transmission out. So Mike's gonna be here about 9 o'clock. It's about 8:30 now. We're gonna get this transmission pulled out, see if we can figure out where this leak is coming from, and hopefully get this thing patched up. I'm hoping it comes out, fix the leak, put it back in, that it's not have to order parts and sit on the lift, because it'll make my week a lot less stressful. So it's funny because in the last video I stated that I was going to take this week off. Basically I was going to at night take off. I feel like I worked 2 or 3 jobs, but I was going to just work my normal 8 to 5 at the body shop here, and then not work at night on the car, and hopefully just have it cleaned all up in the trailer ready to go. And that was before we found the leak and before I tore the radiator up. So now this week we have to fix the transmission leak and we have to repair a radiator that I tore up this weekend in a previous video. So let's get at it this morning. Hopefully this goes smooth. Hopefully I have a little bit of luck on my side, and hopefully we can get this thing back in the box like tomorrow. So let's ride, y'all. All right, so what do y'all think it is? What do y'all think I messed up? I'm very curious. Well, there's another new issue. Not gonna hold us up from tuning, but me and Mike did not have the anti-roll bar links in here. Whenever we did this at the shop, I put these here, I put these in at the house. And as you can see, these are fully extended, and I had them tightened to here, and it was actually holding the rear end up. So these are not long enough. You can't have this, because then if the car comes back down, they're literally straight. So if the car comes back down, this thing can go that way and bind up, and you'll be in big trouble. You just can't have your roll bar, your anti-roll bar like that. So these ends, instead of 90, they're gonna probably need to end up coming down some, or something's gonna have to happen. So that's gonna have to be added to the list of after tuning to fix. Obviously we don't need it right now, because I doubt the car is gonna be going quick enough and set up good enough to get all that separation right out the gate, but it's definitely gonna have to be addressed. So what do you think I messed up?
Why are you missing?
Because all the bolts don't go in there.
Oh, okay.
Because of the case. Some of these are 6-hole, some of these are 8-hole. No. See, but you got this right here. I think you almost have 2 leaks, because we have this drip right here. So that, I don't know where that's coming from. Oh yeah, okay.
Running down. You got a lot over here.
Yeah, but it's never dripped there. That buildup has just always been there, but it's never dripped there.
I don't see any in here.
I know, if you stick your finger in there, you can feel it all over the bell housing.
I don't see it anywhere, like where it looks wet.
Stick your finger up in there.
Hold on a minute. I believe you.
Feel it? I mean, it's definitely running out the inside. All right, so under the car, before we pulled the transmission, we wanted to go ahead and just test that bolt that I'm having problems with. So you can see that bolt up there. You can get it with the collectors and everything out. So I was trying to do it with the collectors and all that in, but obviously when you're pulling a transmission or putting the transmission in and out, you would have the collectors out anyway. So with them out, we will be able to take our hand, turn it up in there, turn this up in there, and then get our ratchet on this. I think I am gonna have to cut one of these down so that it's not long, just cut it down as short as possible and have a specialty one for this, but it is doable without cutting more of the floor out or anything. You can get a wobble on that and get that out. So that's good news, but it's just the collectors and all that have to be undone to get that. All right, so we got the transmission, everything undone. I'm gonna lower this thing down and sit it on this stand and get this bad boy out of here. Jack that up. Make this nice and easy. That way it's low, and then we're gonna take it straight to that table over there, because this bad boy is heavy. All right, so she's out on the bench. We're about to see what we got. Don't really want to wipe nothing, obviously. sit it over here on the back side. Let's actually go where we can see what. So that's fresh. That was just running down.
Yeah, I just seen that.
All right, I guess we need to take the bell housing off.
Yeah. Right at 50 minutes.
So we started at what time?
9:15.
9:15 and it's 10:09. So right at 45 minutes to get this bad boy out the car. That's not fast. That's not bad at all. I don't think. So the washers are loose, and I didn't pay attention to that, I'm guessing. And the bolts, I guess, bottomed out. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure I had to go to the parts store and get them bolts because the ones they supplied didn't. Obviously, the factory ones for your pump don't work because they're too short. So you have to get some different bolts. And the bell housing didn't come with any bolts.
Yeah. So, hopefully that's your problem there, buddy.
Well, let's just go ahead and take it off and see what we're looking like behind it. So it does tighten up. They're not bottomed out.
Somebody just forgot to tighten them up.
Who forgot to tighten the bolts up?
The builder of the transmission, I'm gonna say Courtney Waller.
Who built the transmission?
It wasn't me.
I feel like it was you, though, honestly.
It wasn't me.
Wow. You think we should still just pull it off, check the seals once we're right here?
We might as well. Yeah, that's all the problem was.
So there is O-rings on them. I do got my O-rings on all my bolts, and I felt like I did. But yeah, I mean, I don't remember. This was 2 years ago, so I flat out don't remember where my mind was at whenever I put this in. I know I waited for this bell housing for 6 months to get it made, and then when it come in, like I don't remember.
You just forgot a few things, that's all.
Yep, so let's go ahead and clean up everything while we're right here, and then put it back together, and I think we'll be probably be okay.
I bet the fluid's just going out these holes because
Guarantee it. Yep, guarantee it. So we went over this in another video, but these are the little plastic washers that they send you when you put these adapters on here, and you can see I switched that top one over to one of the metal ones with the rubber around it.
One like that.
That right there. So while we got it out, even though this one down here is not leaking, we're gonna go ahead and do this one too because it's super easy to do right now. So definitely trash them. Mike, one of my rubbers is laying on the table.
That was a spare that she had. It was just sitting against the case. It wasn't a hole and no bolt with that.
Oh yeah, because I probably put all of the rings in first, and then obviously you don't use one bolt. So we got to run up here to Advance to grab a little washer for this thing. I'll show y'all what we use. But now that I'm sitting here driving and kind of thinking, I remember what I did. When I built that transmission, I knew that them bell housing bolts needed to be torqued to spec, obviously, just as everything else. So a lot of stuff, since I didn't do no engine work, a lot of stuff I've just put together tight, you know, by your hand. But I knew that that item was pretty important and needed to actually be torqued down. So I remember, because I didn't have torque wrenches at the house, I only still have one actually now. And at that time I had not purchased the torque wrench. So I was going to do it probably at the shop with Mike's torque wrenches or bring Mike's home, and I never did. And what I obviously did was whenever I went to install that bell housing, I just ran it up with a little impact gun. So just kind of bumped it up with a little impact gun and, you know, like a 3/8 drive, and never went back and actually, you know, pulled it up tight. So it never actually set the pump in there probably 100%. And then everything going together and moving around probably dropped the pump in all the way maybe, or wiggle some stuff just good enough to set it, and that's the reason why we now had the leak. So hopefully we'll tighten this bad boy down, put this all back together, and hopefully this will fix our problem. So this is what you're looking for, is the little metal washer with the rubber. That's going to fit right around that. The size on that's going to be M14 if you're doing these on your transmission, or if you're thinking about doing these, make sure you have some of these, because the plastic ones that come with them are complete trash. Right, so we made grounds on the car, got everything transmission put back in. Come out here before sunsets, put the grip tape down, or the sunsets before we lock up at 5 o'clock. Put the grip tape down in the trailer. So that's pretty much where the tires printed from yesterday, rolling in. And like I said, the paint said, you know, do not ride tires across it, because it's not exactly flooring paint. It's garage floor paint, but it's not like epoxy or anything. So it already had pulled up a little bit of a spot with no glue on the tires, like the car's never been to the track. And just rolling it in, rolling it out, already had pulled up a little 2-inch by 2-inch spot. So of course, that was where the tires were. That's where the grip tape went, so it covered it up. But I'm hoping this grip tape the glue will stay kind of on the grip tape. So if I need to double it up or triple it up, I can, but that's what we're rolling with for right now. And I think it'll work well. So I'm pretty happy with how the trailer's been coming out. I mean, you know, yesterday we got the plug on there, and then, you know, we got our fold down ramp, which this is actually too short. This is a piece that I had left over off of another piece that we did, and when it's on flat ground, it quite doesn't touch right there. So I think I'm gonna be replacing that piece, but we all know how expensive plywood is. So for right now, it's okay. It still works. It still hits the ground just fine. You can just tell that it's not 100%. So went ahead and loaded in our tables, got that ready, our tool tray for TKM, some jack stands, jack, pop-up tent. We do not need that, obviously, tuning, but I just went ahead and tried to load the trailer up. So hang all of our straps on the wall, tie downs, all that. Tomorrow, I'm gonna drill our points up here for our tie downs. I'm not gonna have to do anything crazy. I thought I was. How I did this was the tires in the car are shifting more that way. So the grip tape is a little bit more that way than it is on this side. And this allows you enough room to walk down this side and around the car, and you can actually squat down right here underneath the cabinet. And as long as I put down the tie down point, like over here in the corner, we'll be able to, you know, we should be able to crank the ratchet strap. So might be a little, you might definitely have to get the ratchet strap on the car before it's all the way forward, but we should be able to hook it up in that corner. And then of course you can get this corner from the entryway of the trailer. So we'll be able to use that hole that I'd already put there. That should work fine. And we'll either X pattern the front, just like, you know, you should do, or we'll just go straight kind of out at a diagonal or something. We'll figure it out, but it's coming together nicely. So I think we're on track for loading this bad boy up and getting to TKM this week. I don't see anything, any curveballs as of right now coming our way. So the radiator, we'll see what happens with that tomorrow. We dropped that off at a local radiator repair place earlier today because Mike said he can give it a try, but obviously he doesn't want to mess it up. So it's a really small pinhole. So I figured if we can get somebody local that specializes in radiators to repair it, that would be the ticket for sure. So hopefully everything goes smooth with that also.